And it came to pass, when Jesus had finished these words, he entered into Capernaum. And there came to him a captain, imploring him, and saying, Lord, my young slave lies in the house, sick of the palsy, grievously tormented. And he says to him, I will come and heal him. And the captain answered and said, Lord, I am not worthy that you should come under my roof, but only say the word, and my young slave will be healed. For I also am a man under authority, having soldiers under me, and I say to this one, Go, and he goes, and to another, Come, and he comes, and to my slave, Do this, and he does it. And when Jesus heard it, he marveled, and said to those who followed, Truly I say to you, I have found no one with such faith in Israel. And Jesus said to the captain, Go your way, as you have believed, so be it done to you. And his young slave was healed in that hour. Now when John heard in the prison the works of the Christ, he sent through his disciples, and said to him, Are you he who comes, or do we look for another? And Jesus answered and said to them, Go and tell John the things which you hear and see. The blind receive their sight, and the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear, and the dead are raised up, and the poor have good news preached to them. And blessed is he, whoever will find no occasion of stumbling in me. And as these went their way, Jesus began to say to the multitudes concerning John, What did you go out into the wilderness to look at? A reed shaken with the wind? But what did you go out to see? A man clothed in soft raiment? Look, those who wear soft raiment are in kings' houses. But why did you go out? To see a prophet? Yes, I say to you, and much more than a prophet. This is he of whom it is written, Look, I send my messenger before your face, who will prepare your way before you. Truly I say to you, among those who are born of women, there has not arisen a greater than John the Baptist, yet he who is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. But to what shall I liken this generation? It is like children sitting in the marketplaces, who call to their fellows, and say, We piped to you, and you did not dance. We wailed, and you did not mourn. For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say, He has a demon. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, Look, a gluttonous man and a winebibber, a friend of publicans and sinners. And wisdom is acknowledged as right by her children. Now when Herod's birthday came, the daughter of Herodias danced in the middle of those present, and pleased Herod. Therefore he promised with an oath to give her whatever she should ask. And she, being put forward by her mother, says, Give me here on a platter the head of John the Baptist. And being grieved, the king, because of his oaths and because of those who sat to eat with him, he commanded it to be given. And he sent and beheaded John in the prison. And his head was brought on a platter and given to the girl, and she brought it to her mother. And his disciples came, and took up the corpse, and buried him. And Jesus went about all the cities and the villages, teaching in their synagogues, and preaching the good news of the kingdom, and healing all manner of disease and all manner of sickness. And Jesus came into a house, and the multitude came together, so that they could not so much as eat bread. While he was yet speaking to the multitudes, look, his mother and his brothers stood outside, seeking to speak to him. And one said to him, Look, your mother and your brothers stand outside, seeking to speak to you. But he answered and said to him that told him, Who is my mother, and who are my brothers? And looking on those around him, he said, Here are my mother and my brothers. For whoever will do the will of my Father who is in heaven, he is my brother and sister and mother.